Hello everyone. In this particular session, I'm going to tell about R2R accounts concepts. So this is one of the learning material which I have with me. Let me give you a clear clarity about it so that you will get some n number of information on what are the topics which are covered in R2R. Mostly this field has lot of scope, and meanwhile you get a good package, and also you can learn a number of information compared to accounts payable domain. So let me read you one by one. So first, let's give a get a clarity on accounting. So accounts is a process of recording, classifying, summarizing all the transaction which are in terms of money and interpreting the results. So it is all about like recording the data or recording the classifying or summarizing. So recording is journal, classifying will be there in ledger, and summarizing will be in the financial statement. Now let's discuss on accounting concept. There are multiple information given here: business entity concept, money measurement concept, and a lot of things are mentioned here: realization, cost concept, going concern concept. Coming to the business entity, it's mentioned as a business and its owner should be treated separately as far as their financial transactions are concerned. And coming to cost concept, the fixed assets of a business are recorded on the basis of their original cost in the first year of accounting, and the assets are recorded minus depreciation. No rise or fall in market price is taken into account, and the concept applies only to fixed assets. So let me go on the below options. So nearly there are 13 pages in this R2R material. So in case if you need this PDF, do let me know. I'll share it across. Especially if you are from R2R background, or if you want to learn about this particular concept. And I think it is repeated twice, the accounting concepts. So initially it is also repeated. Let me do a editing of this particular PDF. So what are the stages in R2R process? Transaction recording, month-end closing, consolidation, reporting. And what are the benefits of this R2R domain? Strategic decision making, tax reporting, compliance. What is intercompany accounting? It involves recording of financial transaction between different legal entities within the same parent company. And what does this intercompany process means? Normally, we have a two kinds of activities like month end and non-month end closing. And so here they have mentioned about it, the in detail information on SAP T codes on the details of this. So book closure, it's been mentioned. So the book closure happens from D3 to D plus 3 in the month end, and few examples are being given here in the module and activity. Balance sheet reconciliation. So balance sheet reconciliation is a moment, the explanation that provides substantiation for the balance in GL accounts, general ledger accounts. In this, we have to check the accuracy, whether and also the validity of the GL accounts through a monthly review and reconciliation. BRS helps for decision making and to identify the areas of SOX non-compliance. So mostly if you are able to see, this also comes under GL, and they have also mentioned about what is SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, or it's also called as public company. And balance sheet reconciliation process they have mentioned with an example. Journal entry or journal preparation. We will prepare the processing two kinds of journal. One is regular and ad hoc. Ad hoc is these journals we normally receive through emails, and it contains of reclassification journals and adjustment journals. How do I post a journal? Apart from journal preparation, we also post. Uh, we'll be checking and validating the debit and credit amount with relevant supporting approval and posting date. So I'm just going through in fast because it has 13 pages. So I have to cover everything in one short manner. So I hope the screen is visible, and let me also know like if you feel this is really helpful, because mostly if you are interested in accounts as a fresher, if you start a career in ABB company or Coke Technology or Dentsu company. So these are the companies, or if not Capgemini as well. So please start the career in R2R or O2C rather than accounts payable or P2P domain. And SLA meaning is mentioned. SLA are the service level agreement entered in between outsourcing entity and client, where client give time frame within which the project is to be completed. So it will be a set of duration time. Within that you have to complete that particular case. So if you are crossing SLA, then it will be creating a mess in the process. It can be like one person in the team, or and it will be taken care in the daily call. KPI. KPI is the key performance indicator which are designed by payroll entity, and it is to be compiled by the employees for a particular project in order to comply with the SLA. Amortization. What is the meaning? The reduction in the value of intangible assets. So example, trademark and patents. Depreciation. Reduction in the value of tangible assets. It can be machinery, plant and building, furniture, or any other fixed assets. So depreciation or contingent liability. So these are the most questions which usually, and even golden rules of accounting. What is the difference between debit and credit card, or what is journal entry? So these are the some basic questions generally we will get in accounts in certain interviews, but it depends on company. And working capital, excess of current assets over current liabilities. What is goodwill? Goodwill is the value of the reputation of the firm. Cash flows, variance analysis. It is a investigation of the difference between actual and the planned. What is bad debts? It is a loss when the goods sold to a customer on the credit, the amount which cannot be recovered from the customer or debtors. Okay, so I believe the meaning behind whatever they have mentioned is clear cut. But do remember these keywords, and in the end of the PDF you will also have some interview questions. We'll just go through it. And in EXL, one of the interview for one of the fresher, they asked what is goods in transit. What is the meaning? So let's try to read it. The term goods in transit or transited inventory refers to inventory items that have been shipped by the seller but not yet received by the buyer. Bank reconciliation statement. So it is a statement which reconciliation on the reconciliation the bank balance as per the cash book with the balance. So they have given the examples as well. Check issued but not collected for the payment. Check which is deposited into bank but not credited or cleared. Interest which is charged or allowed by the bank but not showing in the records. Expenses. We have incurred the expenses but the amount has not been paid yet, and it is not the obligation to pay because not yet been received the invoice. What is accrual income? We have earned income but the amount has not been received yet, so we will be recognizing it as a asset and it will be showing in the asset side of balance sheet. What is the difference between accrual and cash? Lies in the timing of when sales and purchases are recorded in your accounts. Cash accounting recognizes revenue and expenses only when money changes hand, but accrual accounting recognizes revenue when it is earned and expenses when they are billed, but it is not paid. And here in one of the chart differentiation, it's mentioned what is the difference between provision and reserve. SAP T codes for R2R process. So even in GL process, SAP applications used. Let's read this interview step. So if you want to tell an intro, hello sir or hello ma'am, good morning. First of all, I would like to thank you for shortlisting my resume for this interview. My name is, you have to just mention it, and then mention it as I am born and raised in Bangalore, or if you are from a different city, try to mention accordingly. I am basically from Belgaum district but raised in Bangalore. So it all depends on how you manage or based on your current location or uh, permanent address. So try to change it accordingly. And then you can mention about I have completed my education, like which is the highest qualification. It can be a BCom or a MBA finance, and try to mention the year of pass out and even the college name as well if you are interested. And then you can mention I have total 2.6 years of work experience into R2R GL accounting. And about my family, mention about how many family members in your this one, and you can just tell about them. Then in case if you are working, just mention which is the latest company you're working, or you can mention about your last company roles and responsibilities. And they have added like I do preparation on review of various journals like payroll journals, ad hoc journals. I also post journals. Apart from journal preparation, I also do the balance sheet reconciliation, prepare and review the BRS, and also I manage deliverables as per KPI and SLA. What is SAP? SAP stands for System Application and the Products in Data Processing. It is a market leader in ERP software and helps companies of all sizes. What is BRS? Bank Reconciliation Statement. It is a statement which is prepared for reconciling the difference between balance as per the cash book or bank column and passbook on a given date. And here, if you are able to see, as we discussed, so the interview questions which are provided here for R2R, let's read about it. So, what is intercompany and explain in brief. What is bank reconciliation? Balance sheet reconciliation. What is book closure? What is journal entry postings? What do you mean by P2P or O2C? And I don't think they will ask, but it's better to learn the basics. And golden rules of accounting will be asked. What is fixed assets? What is accruals? And prepaid expenses, amortization, depreciation, bad debts, and revenue. What is revenue and direct and indirect revenue? What is fictitious assets? Variance analysis. So these are the things which has been added. So based on each and every company, you might get different questions. What are debtors and creditors? And post once you get selected, or if not, there are even certain questions in the initial round or post later. They might ask your CTC. What is your last CTC per annum and take home? What is your expected salary? And expected salary, coming to this, you have to first initially, for the better option, just tell on company standard. Let's wait for the HR to respond whether how much they can provide. But once you expect a too high salary, if they are not having that budget, they might reject you. So try to make sure that you are very careful. And in case if you are not happy with the expected salary what the company is having, you can either ask the budget, or you can tell, is that one particular salary amount like per annum, can I get, can I get that particular package. So you have to negotiate rather than be uh, very strict in asking like 50% hike or 40% hike. But it depends on the performance of the uh, job seeker, the candidate, and also the budget what the client has given. So be very careful on expected, because I've seen some of the people getting rejected on expected salary. And here the word is mentioned as salary is not the first priority, but I expect a considerable amount of salary according to my ability and company norms. And team handling things also, there are some companies will ask, or whether if you are managed a team, or if you know, do you know about any quality parameter, what was your quality rating. These are the things, what is SLA and KPI. And if in case if you're working, they might ask on your notice period. And mostly notice period is a very challenging thing while hiring. So before uh, attending an interview, be very clear on checking whether if they are okay with the current company notice period, or else it's really, once you get an offer and then if you're not able to join, it's complete waste of time. And even when you put on the paper, and if you have the leave balance, plan accordingly and make your last working day in a better way, rather than getting a clash where you join prior, uh, when you're having that leave uh, embarrassment, or if not, when you calculate the leave and try to make one notice period. So it should not be within that, or within that leave time limit, you should not have the date of joining. So try to plan accordingly. Either you can get the reimbursement amount for your leaves which is balance. If not, try to manage accordingly, like on the resignation date and date of joining. And if you want, you can take a mid 1 week gap at least, and then you can tell the date. And if you have worked in any contractual payroll, then they might ask the payroll company name, or and also which country did you work, like is it like for a UK client or US client. So all these things will be checked. I hope this video is helpful for everyone. Sorry, it's specifically helpful for the people who are having experience in accounts. So do check it across. I believe I have covered most of the topics, and if you feel that you need a clear information, you can just recheck the video again so that you will get each and every pointers. And there are some corrections in this attachment. I might edit it so that few things will not be repeated again and again. Thanks for watching this video. And meanwhile, if there are any other learning material, in case if I get, definitely I'll try to explain, because the platform YouTube is one thing where everything, if it is available, it's easy for us to learn rather than waiting for the learning material to your mail ID, because there are very rare chances or less chances to contact my profile or get a response, or because unless and until if you are suitable or if you are eligible, I might be sharing this learning material, or if you are a freshers. But so not for banking domain or taxation, because it's not easy to jump from a different department to accounts, so most of them would have been aware. So let's see on any other videos in the coming days. So thank you all.